Hey Shooby-Doodlers, how are you doing? Well, I thought, hey, let's draw a chocolate chip cookie. And once I started, and then I thought, well, this isn't as easy as I thought it was, and there's so many different ways to do it. But let's not talk about it. Let's do it. So you are going to need a pencil and a pen and an eraser. To be able to get it to all fit in the right place, I'm going to pencil out a very rough sketch of what it's going to look like. And this is going to be the top cookie. That sounds like it should be a TV cartoon show. Top cookie. This is the top one, and then this is going to be the one that's lying underneath. And this is why we pencil it in, to kind of get the balance right. So this is not a circle, it's an ellipse. It's squashed in, and it's kind of going at that kind of angle, and this one is squashed in, that's going at that angle. This is lying flat on the plate. In fact, they have a kind of a thickness to them, don't they? Something like that. And also they're kind of domed along the top. So now with a pen, we can sort of draw a slightly crumbly and a line around it. All the way around like that. And similarly here, we can do a crumbly line. When cookies are baking, the chocolate kind of melts and it poof, kind of explodes up through the crust of the dough. And so, you know, you kind of think you're going to get just sort of nice blobs, but in fact they're kind of weird shapes. So we'll do some weird shapes like this. And rather than sort of colouring them in chocolate colour later, let's just fill them in with ink now, and that will make it a lot easier. So we put sort of a couple that are sticking out the sides like that, and we're going to want a couple that are sort of up there. So let's make it easy on ourselves, not make it too difficult. So just a few like that. And similarly on this back underneath ground one, the one on the plate, we want sort of a couple like that. Maybe something sticking out there, one there maybe, and sort of a big one there like that. To get this feeling of roundness, we want to get sort of lines coming up following these angles, and as the chocolate kind of expands out, it sort of creates a little crack or a crevice in the surface. So if we draw these sort of big, little, and then you can maybe even do a little line at the end if you want. Big, little dot, little line, big dot, little line, and coming this way too, like that. So we have these sort of cracks in the surface of the cookie. We'll have one in there too, probably. And then also from down here, we're going to get some kind of cracks. And they're going to getting bigger, smaller, big, smaller, and we want them to kind of follow the angles of the that we drew in there to help to build up some kind of height and thickness to the cookie. I so want to call it a biscuit. I'm English. and we'll do the same here, and we'll put those lines in like that. And then we want these sort of bits in there as well, like we did on the previous one. And I think we could have something like that, and maybe something sort of coming off into there. And we can maybe add a few more little kind of cracks and crevices in there like that too. I think I might add another one coming up there and another one there. Maybe there. Once you started, you can never stop. Now, when you are absolutely sure that the ink is dry, then you can erase those pencil lines. No one will know how you ever worked it out. If you want to kind of put them on a plate, then you can put a kind of a horizon line in there, and that kind of puts them on a plate. And we're also going to want some shading going on in here. So I'm just going to sort of flick these lines, so it starts off short and they get longer and longer, and then they start getting shorter again as we come to this point, and then you can keep going like that. And then we need to do some out that way, and then some like that. And we can add a little bit more, I think, by having some extra shading coming in there, and a little bit like this. And when one line of shading crosses another, it's called cross hatching. We're going to need some extra bit of shading in here, and I'm going to cross hatch it too, I think, and then I'm just going to put a little row, a little shading in there. So this top biscuit is shading onto the bottom biscuit. And then here I'm going to be drawing some extra shading. So this is leaning over, but now it's going straight vertical, and now I'm sort of curling it around and leaning it over as well as I come up to here and get smaller and smaller as well. There's a lot going on. So here, that's pretty vertical, and now I'm leaning it over, and as it comes around it gets smaller and smaller and leans over too. I'm not quite happy with this, so I'm going to add a little bit more cross hatching just into there. And then all you need to do is to add a bit of colour to the biscuit, and maybe to the table or the plate, and add a little bit of shadow too. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the Shoo Rayner drawing channel. Click that little button down there, and when you see the little bell, click that so you'll get notifications every time I post new videos. In the meantime, keep drawing, drawing, drawing. Practice, 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 and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye bye.